So what's going on, guys? How you doing out there? Hope you had a good weekend. Happy Monday to everyone. And my seat's low. There you go. So how we doing? So how about you guys out there that got to do the Global Game Jam? How was that? As I talked about the fact that I had to bail at the last minute because my freelance work kind of put a wrench in the works there. But I did get to go out afterwards and hang out with them and check in with them, and it seemed like a lot of fun. Totally bummed that I missed it, but money's money. But yeah, if you guys got to do it, let me know, man. How was it? How was it in your part of the world? Yeah, I got kind of tied up with the work, so I didn't really get to do too much in the game this weekend. Between that and hanging out with those guys, I was incredibly unproductive when it comes to the game stuff. Once again, this is a 1 hour lunchtime broadcast, so I'm only going to be here for a short while, and then I got to bounce away again. I'm going to try and come back tonight, but I can't promise I'm going to do a nighttime stream tonight, only because this weekend just got so hectic, and I'm way behind on stuff, so I'm going to see if I can try and catch up on all my to-do list stuff that got completely blown away and ignored, and if I can get through all that stuff, then I'll come back tonight and do a nighttime stream, but if not, Wednesday is definitely more likely. But I mean, I'll be back here Wednesday for lunchtime as well. Either way. So let's just go over what I was doing last. Kind of give you guys a refresher and quite honestly give myself a refresher. So what I was trying to do was teach the AI specifically how to, how to use the little plus button, right, to repair buildings manually to help the villagers repair faster. And I got that dialed in towards the end, right when I was finishing the stream. Excuse me. But the only catch right now is that it's 100% of the time, right? Excuse me. And sorry. And human players just don't behave that way. So that's what I'm going to try and do here in my little abbreviated broadcast today. I'm going to see if I can add a little more nuance to that, make it a little more realistic, make it more like a human player. That's the ultimate objective there. So let me knock out a couple of buildings here. See if I can provoke him to send out some players, some villagers. Still nothing. He's going to be a jerk about this. Yeah, come on. Nothing still. Yeah, doesn't matter, buddy. I'm still taking your buildings out. There it goes. Yeah. So you can see the pause there, and that's in between when he's trying to fire, and actually shoot. If you watch the green, you're gonna hit him. There you go. So I can keep resetting his work. So you see what's happening though. So he's hitting the green button, right, while he's waiting for it to reload, and then you see there he stops because he's actually going to the trouble of doing the firing, right, which is kind of like what a human would do, right. And you can see the reload times are taking forever for him because he only has one villager on the launcher, so she's having to do that all by herself. Sends out 3 guys to try and repair a building, but I'm just being a jerk. But you see, the thing is that if he's in the process of reloading, then he is hitting that button. Wow, I wasn't even paying attention. He just beat me. Whoops. All right. Yeah, that's he caught me off guard on that one. That's funny. All right, so I'm trying to do demos, and he's just trying to wail away on me. Okay. So, but anyways, I got a sense of what was going on there, though. I mean, you can see that he was, if he wasn't reloading, he was just constantly firing 100% of the time. And, I don't know anyone, unless you're like right at the very end, right, and you're desperate, and, then I can see you focusing on it full time. But I just want to kind of break that up a little bit, It's, I could just see the person kind of doing it for a little while and then going back and focusing on the targeting, and then sometimes not at all too. He just kind of like, if he misses a shot and he really wants to focus on the targeting, he may just ignore it completely. So that's the kind of random element that I need to mix in here. So and then this will kind of be based also on the skill set, right? The more advanced the player, the more likely they are going to be to to remember to do that repair stuff. In the beginning, you may just forget about it until like the last minute, and it dawns on you, and then it's kind of like, okay, now I'll do it, right? So, player. Let's see. Let me do that. Let me find out how I'm keying off of this. Playing. Okay. Why can't you go to that? That's weird. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it was player level. Okay, I don't know why. What did I type wrong there a second ago? Alright, player level. Alright, so player level is going to be between 0 and 3. And if he's 3, then he's the best. 0, it's a newcomer. So, and the other thing too is also look at how many buildings are how many buildings they have left, right? So if the AI gets down to like 1 or 2 buildings, then he's gonna be more frantic about actually doing the repairs, I think. So let me also check that. Let's see. Okay. That's crazy. I never actually put any kind of like check to do a constant check on the remaining buildings, but that's okay. That's a quick little loop there. We're gonna do that before we hit this. Our game is active. Yeah, can repair. Let's see. Alright, I guess what I need to do is try and figure out how often, because that is going through the whole game. So I have to think about how often I want it to actually check the status of the buildings. Let me do this. Just out of curiosity. Do 3 of those. Yeah, I guess I'll leave it as is. I was trying to think if I wanted to throw in a little function to do that as a coroutine, but I don't think I want to go that far yet. Okay. So, let's see. We'll do it this way. Float. Last building check equals time. We'll start with 0. Equals 0. We'll say if time. Whoa. And there's my keyboard going nutty on me again. Again. Come on, buddy. Jeez. If time is greater than last building check, then let's do an update. And then we'll say last building check is equal to time plus like every 5 seconds maybe? Yeah, that should be sufficient. Yeah, I think that'll be good enough. And if it happens in between then, it happens in between then. Okay. we do is just put this up here. No need to keep doing that every single time. Yeah. Okay. Good. So now every 5 seconds, it checks to see how many buildings are left. So we got that information now. With remaining blue buildings. Remaining blue buildings is equal to 1, then just go. Let's see. We'll do it this way. Say bool. Do boost equals false. I guess I can toss it in here, can I? So it'll only do that check when it needs to. So do boost equals false. It's true. If do boost, then do this. I'm going to kill that debug log. We know it works, so I don't need him anymore. Alright. Oops. Alright. Yeah, so if he's down to 1 building, then he should be doing it just period, just like crazy. I guess at this point I could split this up into the skill level. Switch player level. Case 0. Oh wait. Actually, yeah, I'm doing this kind of the wrong way. I also want to do this to kick out of this AI can repair loop as well, so I'll add that as well. Yep. Alright. So 1, 2, and 3. So if he's player level 3, then I'm basically going to tell him just go. Because he's a very skilled player, and he's down to just the launcher, so he should just automatically, if he's sending everybody out, or just how many guys he has sent out, he should be hit and repair like crazy. And then this I can also adjust. Excuse me. Depending on the skill set too. So this, I'm going to have to come back and revisit this. You know, because a person that's just kind of starting is just kind of maybe tapping it less frequently. But then a very skilled player would just like go on like desperately. Excuse me. So I'm going to revisit that. But right now what I want to try and do is break up whether or not he's even going to bother doing it or not. So let's see. There's 1 left. 0, case 0. We'll say float. Random boost value 0. Alright, and then we'll create a random range value here to decide if it's going to do it or not. range, and we'll say 0 to 100. Yeah, that's good. So we got that to feed off of now. So just level that. Let's say, I'm gonna say 60 or 70% of the time. Even a beginning player would realize that it's desperation time. So if yeah, I know you hate it because I didn't put a parentheses in there. What, did I mistype that? Is less than, let's say 65% of the time. Then yeah, to boost equals true. Else you know what, actually let me do it this way. Do both of these. It's false. Oops. There, so I don't need that else. I could just do 1. So by default, it's going to tell it to bail out of the whole loop unless it hits one of these and tells it it can proceed on. And once it hits that once, it should just keep looping. Oh, wait, but then it goes. It can repair. I want to just do that once though. Okay. Because right now this is going to be looping through and then possibly changing it every time. So it's going to do this random boost check every time. So that's not good. Alright, I might have to back up here. Now that I look at this, I may have a situation where when this gets triggered, then I go ahead and just trigger this event. That might actually be the better play. Rather than have this constantly running throughout the whole match, just initializing it every time there's a builder on a building, and then have it play out until it finishes. Yeah, I think that might be the smarter way to go. So yeah, unfortunately I gotta scrap some of this. Let's see. How many? Well, I got a bunch of those, don't I? Alright, but I think only one of them happens when it's the A bot playing. I gotta find that. Alright, do it this way. Oh, shoot. Let's see. Oh, crap. Okay, so it's not getting triggered there. Not in the blue bot function. Okay. So yeah. Alright, this is probably going to get a little more convoluted than I hoped it would be for this little lunchtime broadcast, so I don't know if I'm going to pull this together in time, but we'll see. Let's see, so update. This is under keyboard control. Oh. Under buildings. Actually, I guess I can check it that way too, because I only care about the trues. No, No, actually, sorry, I take that back. I need the false, don't I? Because that's what covers that. So let me try that again. There it goes. All right. And this is at start of play, select local game. Okay, so that one we totally ignore. Wait for placed buildings, not that one either. All right. Oh, sweet, it's right there. Okay, good. Excuse me. That's our tip-off right there. So, start with building repair. If single player game. Walking talking to Stephen Hawkins. Hey man, how's it going? How you doing, man? Did you have a good weekend? Yeah. Hate to say it, but I'm in another one of my shortened lunchtime broadcasts, so it's gonna be another short and sweet. I got another 40 minutes to go, and then I gotta go back to the animation work. But how you doing, man? How was the weekend? Anything exciting for you? There on the other side of the world? You guys got some, like, record temperatures going, don't you? Didn't I hear that correctly? Yeah. Let's see. I should sleep early anyways. Nothing interesting, no. Fix my guitar, but that is about it. Oh, man. Well, I just worked this weekend, and then I hung out with all the local Vegas developers that came out for the Global Game Jam. And so I went over there. By the time I got over there, it was like 8 o'clock. I went over Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I just went over just to see how much I could disrupt them. I'm really good at that, too, you know. I'm proud of just how much I threw them off their game. But, no, it was good to socialize and just see what everyone else was working on. That's cool, and I was just bummed that I didn't get to participate this time. But next year, man, next year I'm definitely in on that, for sure. But, yeah, congrats on getting the guitar fixed. I know nothing about guitars, so I have no idea if that was like a simple fix or if it was just like, you know, a nightmare weekend project for you. If single or line online simulated. There, do it that way. Then manage. There he goes. Alright, that's how we're going to do that. So this is going to kick off every time it gets to a new building. Just fixed one broken string, but there are no guitar shops in the area. Really? Wow. Getting the string was the hard part. Man, you weren't kidding about being like way far away from everything, right? That's tough, man. I don't know if I could handle that. I like creature comforts. I like having everything close by. So, well, congrats, I guess, on just finding a string then. Or did you have to like go out, you know, hunt down animals and, you know, produce your own strings, you know, by your own hands? Oh, okay. So now I don't need to worry about the game active. I can remove that one. Because we're only going to hit this. Let's see. We'll do this while. AI can repair. Oh, did I do that twice? What happened there? Alright, let me back up here. I get this wrong. I got this wrong. Alright, I'll just substitute this. Yeah, I can repair. Yeah. Alright, now we don't need him. Let's see. I don't think I need that at all anymore now. Let me just do it this way in case I want to come back to this. Okay. Alright, so I'm having to kind of backpedal on what my original idea was. Whereas before I had the managed manual repair coroutine just kind of running the whole length of the game, but now that I think about it, I think it's smarter for me just to do it this way. Let's say I can repair equals true. Alright. I'll just do it this way. Since we're going to hit this every time the builders initialize and go to that, the button becomes available, we'll do our building check at that point, and we get that value. What microphone are you using, and was it easy to set up? There you go. It is the... Can you get in the frame there? No, crud. Just mess this up. Here you go. It is the... there you go. The Blue Model Snowball. And, yeah, exceptionally easy. Sorry about that. I'm just making tons of noise now, right now, aren't I? I'm sorry. Should have just told you. Yeah, the Blue Snowball. I think I picked it up for on sale for like 45 bucks. And it's just a USB, and it just plugs right into the computer. And I'm using Streamlabs OBS software for doing the actual streaming. And it just has a little Microsoft, it just has a little mic kind of thing that you select which microphone you want. And once it's plugged in, it's good to go. So it's brain dead simple stuff. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, you guys can tell me if the quality is there, but I think it's okay. I mean, I know some of the other guys get really hardcore, and they do like the little netting above it, and they have like it all, like rigged to keep it from moving around, that kind of stuff. I'm a little more simple than that, but I do keep it off to the side, primarily so I don't like pop talking into it, and also so I can actually see my screens. Those guys that have the microphone like right here. Right? Every time I see that, I'm just thinking, how do you, mess with the keyboard, having, the whole time I'd be thinking, it'd be in the way, and I just want to, grab it and move it, But, so yeah, so as a result, I put mine off to the side. But it really is, just plug it into the computer, and, the computer just instantly recognizes it. Introducing variable code refactor has current error has been disabled. Interesting. Okay, I have no idea what that even means, but... Thanks for letting me know. Okay, so let's see. So that's good. Oh wow, did I just lose? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. I guess I could do this as a switch and a switch. Probably the smarter move. Okay. Switch remaining buildings. And then I'll make this one case 1. Yeah. Break. Alright, that should fix it. Okay, it's happy again. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So... And then every time we loop, do boost. And then possibly... I don't need that. Yeah, I don't need that there. Because if anything, I'll decide it up here. No, I guess I do. Alright, I guess, okay, I'm doing this wrong. I think what I need to do is do this down in here. So I got to decide all this before I go into that repair loop. Yeah. Alright, sorry guys, I'm just kind of thinking this through as I go. So, throw this down here. There. Alright. Yeah, so what I need to do is figure out if I want to even tell him to do the boost or not. Well, alright, so why is it unhappy now? I got him. Oh. I'm missing a bracket somewhere, I think. Yep, I am. Okay, he's good. He's good. The name doesn't... Okay. Whoa. Alright. Alright, I think I just have an errant bracket in here. It's getting it all pissed off. That's it. Yeah. So I'm just... Yeah, it's just a bracket I'm missing. Excuse me. Alright. So let's tackle this again. Say... Oh, there it is. Now it's going to be happy. There we go. Okay. So there we go. So if we're going to do the boost, we do it here. Alright, so then, yeah, let's do it this way. I'm going to bring this outside. Like so. There we go. Alright. Now we're starting to get this to come together. There. Good. Okay. So this will be where the loop actually kicks in. And then I'm going to probably add something here too that I can tell it to only go for a certain amount of time, right? If the player, if the AI is doing it and he kind of like starts it but then decides to forget about it and not go all the way until he's ready to launch. So I might put some artificial break in here that might kick that off too, which I would toss it in here. And I would just set a timer. But I'll revisit that later because what I want to do, excuse me, is up in here and decide when he actually is going to do this. So do boost. Okay, then I don't have that now, so I can just leave this as that. Yeah, I can repair it. Good. Okay, now we're on the right track. Much better, much better. Alright, so now we're going to look back at this. So in this case, what I'm saying is the AI is down to only his launcher, right? So vast majority of the time, he's going to want to go ahead and just hit the repair button as fast as he can in a desperate attempt to repair a building and get his launcher back to being protected again by the force field. But if you're case 0, that means the AI's level, you know, because it's comparable to the player's level. If it's case 0, that means he's kind of like a newbie, right? He doesn't know. So 65% of the time, he'll remember to actually do it, right? And then, you know what, 35% of the time, he won't remember the fact that he can hit the button. He'll just kind of sit there and stare. So, depending on how many villagers he sends out. All right, but then this number will change depending on their skill set. So in this case, we'll say at least 80% of the time. And then 90% of the time. I'm going to say 95% of the time. And in this case, just do it, right? So if he's case 3, that means he's an incredibly skilled player. Excuse me. And if he's got like all his buildings destroyed and he's down to just his launcher, yeah, he's going to guarantee to be hitting that button like crazy if he's going to send villagers out. So that's good. All right. And I can group this together. I think what I'll do is not have this for, from 1 to 10 buildings and iterate it 10 steps. I think what I may do is just sort of like say case 2, oops, copy, 3, 4. All right. So yeah, so then I'm going to group this. So if it's only the launcher left, then he's going to do this, right? And if he has either 2, 3, or 4 buildings left, then he's going to like be down here. And then, so now I want to introduce this for the best player, because the best player sometimes will not be hitting the button as well. Do you watch Rick and Morty? Your character below the stream is Morty, I think. Yeah, I just started watching it. I'm so late to the party. I know that, but I got Hulu. They had a sale in December, so I just got Hulu, and they have like all the episodes. So check this out. If you do this, if you type in the old exclamation point avatar, there he goes. So if you want to change it yourself, all you have to do is do exclamation point avatars, space, and then choose which character you want. You've never seen it, really. It is crazy, man. It is, and it's funny because as much as I've been doing the Marty McFly impressions, Doc, Rick and Morty is sort of like an incredibly twisted version of what if, Doc wasn't necessarily a very good human being. So it's, Rick and Morty is, Rick is the grandfather, is this bizarre, crazy scientist who's also pretty much the smartest guy in the universe, and Morty's the other way around. Sorry, Morty is the grandfather, and Rick is the little kid. And where did I get it backwards? Oh God. Okay, I gotta watch more. But they go on these wacky, twisted adventures, and it's really, it's on Adult Swim, on Cartoon Network, and it's amazing to think that this stuff gets on there, because they have stuff in there that's just like evil. It's just, almost too adult for adults kind of stuff, So it's amazing how much they actually get through. So, yeah, give it a try sometime if you want. Yeah, unfortunately, I think the only place it is is either on Cartoon Network, excuse me, or through Hulu, I believe. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, definitely give it a try. It either clicks for you, the humor either clicks for you, you just kind of go, yeah, no, I don't get it. And part of it is just like they want to see how far and evil they can make the show go, and they definitely push some boundaries on it. Okay. So now for this one, let's see if he's going to say like, we'll drop this to like 40% of the time. And then 60. Yeah, I'm not going to, oh, you know what? I'm going to lower this. $60 and then 70. Okay. So what I'm saying now is that if the AI is down to like 2, 3, or 4 buildings left, and he is a lesser player, a newer player, then 60% of the time he's not going to bother hitting the button. He'll just let the workers go. So but 40% of the time he'll think about doing it. And then what I can do maybe is actually add the factor here of how long I do the timeout. That might be a good idea. So I can use double duty here. What I'm thinking is, I'm toggling it and saying, yes, hit the button, right? But right now it's going to keep doing it until he fires again. But what I may also do is add a little timeout in this area. So that way sometimes he'll do it and just kind of stop prematurely, which I think might not be a terrible idea. Let's see. And then I still need to change that. All right. So that's good. 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7, and then in this case I'm going to just lower it even more. And now it's going to reach parity, I think, because now we get to this point where I'll drop him down to 30% of the time. Or may even, I might leave this as 40 because an inexperienced player may do it more often than he needs to. 30, and then 20, and then I'm going to just say 10% of the time now. So a very skilled player, if he has half his buildings or more available, he's only going to bother hitting the button like 10% of the time. So the rest of the time, he'll just send some guys out. I could also sort of like tie this into how many villagers he sends, but I'm going to just kind of let it fly and just hope that it still looks intelligent. I mean, it'd be nice if I sort of like did a double check to find out how many villagers are out in the field, because, you know, if he sends all the villagers out, he's more likely to hit that button, but I'm going to bank on it most of the time kind of playing incorrectly anyways, so, and then, so the 7, 8, 9, and then that's all we need, because 10, there's nothing to do. Let me just drop this to 5%. Let's say 10% of the time. And then make this 15. And then a quarter, 20%. You know what? I'll bump it to a quarter. So 25% of the time, he'll bother clicking on the button because he doesn't know better. You know what? No. I'll drop it to 20. So do boost. Yeah, I can repair. Okay. That way. False. Yeah. That's what I want. And time is less than time out. Put that up here. We'll say float. Float timeout equals, and then I can just throw something outrageous here. Time plus 60. So that's like a full minute. You know what? No, I'm just gonna go nuts. I'm gonna say like 5 minutes. So there's no reason it would ever need that much, but oops, not and. Oops. Alright. Say, if AI can repair and timeout, there he goes. Just keep going. So that should be enough, at least initially, and then I can add some random timeouts to these guys. But let me check this first just to see if that's working correctly. Alright, let's give this a try. Where are we at? Alright, I got about 17 minutes left, and then I have to sneak off back to the paying work. Which I promise I'll tell you about the show. I looked it up, and the show I'm working on, it's going to be coming out before too long. So once it hits the airwaves, I'll tell you specifically the stuff I'm working on. But not until that point, unfortunately. Alright, so let's try this out. Let's see what we got. Alright, there's one. Let's see how many buildings we need to trigger him to send villagers out again. Oh, right away. Good. Look at that. So he's got one villager, and he's not bothering to hit the button. Now he's sending out 3, but he brings them all back. Okay, so he started with 1, and he cycled back to 0. Alright. Now they're going. Alright, so he's still not hitting the button. But that could be just because... And he's still not doing it. Huh. Crap. Oh, there he goes. Now he remembers to do it. That's awesome. There's a human right there. He let it go at first and didn't bother doing it. And then, hey, look at that. And he stopped it. There he goes. Oops. Yeah, he's getting confused. He doesn't know how many guys to send out. There he goes. Look at that. Nice. So he does it, and then he kind of forgets to do it. Does it some more. Thinks about it and does it. Does it some and stops. Oh crap! And then he's gonna like take me out. Look at this. I just lost. Oh man. All right. Well, I am playing a really high skill set. That's why the AI is so good at coming after me like that. I think my rank, I bumped up to 45, so I can really test the AI at its best. So let's see if I'm right about that. Yeah, I'm at 45. So that's AI playing a really mean game of Volley Village right there. But that's good. I like that. So, you know, it's nice because he's not always firing away, right? You don't see the little green arrows popping up every time he has a villager out there. And that's kind of what I was shooting for, right? To mix it up. All right, I'm going to just take this out. Sleep, guys. Sleep. Give me a chance to knock out a bunch of buildings. There it goes. It wakes up. Come on, guys. Send some villagers out. I'm just wiping the board here. Come on, guys. There he goes. Let's see. Nope. And he decides to bring some of them back. Really? You're not going to do anyone. There you go. He's not hitting the button at all. There he goes. There, that's awesome. I don't mind that mix, right? He doesn't do it at first and then he does it afterwards. That's a human, right? At first he forgets about doing it and then he's like, oh crap, I forgot I can do that, right? So, there you go. I didn't think I'd pull it off. Look at that, 13 minutes to spare and I got it dialed in. I like that. What do you think, guys? Does that look like the AI is playing like a human? I mean, that's the ultimate objective. Is I'm less worried about if he plays a perfect game. I want it to be a flawed humanistic game, and that's what I'm trying to shoot for. Try and make the AI more human than human. All right, buddy, go for the fog bank. You know you want to. He's ignoring it. Oh, there he goes. Finally goes for it. And he hits it right off the bat. Doesn't matter. I remember where the buildings are. Close. Let's see. Nope, missed that one. There he goes. Oh, I love it. He's doing it sometimes and not others. Oops. Forgot one building here. There it goes. Boom. He sent out everybody. Alright. Why aren't you hitting the button? Ah, there he goes. He's hitting like crazy. Come on. Oh, crap. Look at that. Okay, something's going wrong there. He's hitting it too fast, I think. Or it's getting sent too many times. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's a glitch. Crap. Alright, there it goes back to normal, but... Alright, I gotta check it. I don't know if it's a situation where it was already running. So I may have to do a check in there. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to add that. Let's see. Let's come down here. Yeah. All right. Say... Say bool AI monitoring repair equals true. All right. So this way I'm going to put in a little boolean here to make sure that it doesn't hit that function more than once. I think that's probably what happened there. All right. Oh, that's where I want it right there. Yeah. Set equals true And then when you come down to the bottom, down here, equals false. Good. All right, so now we just do a check to make sure that it doesn't kick this off multiple times. Start coroutine. So we say, if he's not already doing it, if g. All right. So if he's not already doing the monitoring repair, then kick it off. And we got 2 different places here. Oh no, that's it. That's the only place. Good. So that should prevent it from that little stuttering plus symbol we saw there. You know, which I think it was just getting fired off multiple times. Which makes sense, actually, come to think of it, because that thing was getting triggered every time a villager would come to a building. So if you have 4 villagers that will walk up to a building in a staggered kind of order, then that thing would get kicked off 4 times, right? So that totally explains why we saw that little green plus that was getting stuck, because that coroutine had 4 iterations of itself, right? Which explains why it was just going nuts. Oh, you jerk! Look at that. Alright, so I'm stuck waiting. But I did drop that down. Based on Hawk's feedback, I did decide to dial that back down from a full 15 seconds. Now it's only 10 seconds. So it's not as devastating, but it's still a good zinger to give you a little boost. How long do you think it is till you start your next project? So that's a great question. So the objective here is to finish my to-do list, which at this point is literally down about 4 or 5 items, right? And once those are dialed in, then I'm going to work on the gameplay trailer. And once the gameplay trailer is out the door and the game is released, then I move on. So realistically, at least another month, probably month and a half if I'm lucky. But then it's on to the next project, and that one's gonna be fun. That one I keep teasing, and I'm sorry, but I want to just do a proper reveal. But that one's gonna be fun. And I think a bunch of people are going to be interested, at least initially, because it is going to be based on a pretty famous intellectual property. So it'll be just kind of like for the, you know, the rubbernecking kind of curiosity that people have to see what I'm going to do with this IP. But it's going to be an arcade game. And it's going to be hopefully balanced out that it'll play equally well on PC or mobile. Single player. No multiplayer for a while. I'm off the multiplayer game for a while because this has just been way too much of a challenge to do by myself. But, so, to answer your question, realistically, probably about a month and a half. It also depends on the freelance animation work that I'm doing right now. My fingers are crossed that should hopefully wrap up within the next week or 2, right? Depending on how well I do the animation, right? If it all goes through, then, you know, it all goes too fast. If I get a bunch of notes, then it may get dragged out for another week or 2. Excuse me. But, you know, once the animation work finishes up, then I can focus back on this full time. Because right now I'm losing 40 hours a week to the freelance gig. So once I can take those 40 hours and put it back into this, it'll make this go much faster. And by the way, I think I mentioned it before, but my intention is I will be streaming the game trailer development as well. I don't know if it'd be interesting at all to anyone, but, you know, that's what I'm going to be working on. So you guys are going to get to see it, like it or not. But it should be pretty fun. It gives a quick introduction to how the game plays and, you know, the usual kind of gameplay trailer, just to quickly introduce you to what's going on. All right, why is he not? Oh, there he goes. You're not going to hit the green button there, buddy? Of course, I'm not doing it either. I'm not even sending any villagers out. There he goes. Boom. Your Titanic game, was it most successful on Apple or Android? I'm not sure. I think it was iOS. It was for iOS. That was the bigger hit. I think Android, I got it out later. But, and at this point, actually, I don't even think you can download it right now for iOS. because it's a 32-bit, and so now with the new OS, they've kind of like, you know, put the kibosh on any iOS game that's not a 64-bit. So, and that's another thing I want to have to do, is I have to go back and revisit all my old games and get them updated. But most of them are so old that they're going to require a complete redo from the ground up. And I'm not too interested in devoting the time to it at the moment, because they're such old titles, you know, all that time I'm going to devote to it won't really come back in terms of, you know, monetary bonus. So, you know, it will happen, but I don't really know when I'm going to get back to that. But, yeah, I think that's pretty much, I think it was Apple that was the more downloads. That was what I was thinking. You'll probably get a lot of downloads on Apple with this one too. Maybe. You know, maybe. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, I don't know, because it's going to be free to play, right? And Android users tend to like free to play more than iOS. So, I don't know. It'll be an interesting thing. I can't predict. I have no clue how this is going to turn out. But it's going to be interesting because, you know, I got a little mini PC here that I'm going to be running in the back here. So my server will actually be here in my room, at least initially, when the game first comes out. And, you know, if the user base scales up, then I'll have to relocate it somewhere else. But I have that done now, too. I have it set up now where dynamically, every time the game starts, it pings my website for an updated IP address. So if I have to change servers in the middle of the night, it will be, like, not too painful for you guys. It's just one of those things, next time you start the game, you don't have to re-download anything. You just start your game up, and it suddenly goes to the new server. And then hopefully I'll be able to transfer all the data over so nobody, like, loses any progress. You know, it'll be invisible to you guys. That's the objective. But, yeah, and still got to get that done, too. All right. And, yeah, look at that. I'm right under the wire. So that's good. So that was the last thing I have to do for making the AI intelligent, right? Now, what I have is, right now, AI is limited to only the blue player side. And I need to update that so it can be either blue or red, just so, once again, to hide if you're playing a bot or not. You know, just make it more blended. So that'll probably be my next task, is to get that going. And then I need to go back into the idea of being able to take a guest account and then have a button down here that says connect with, and then if it's Android, it'll say connect with Google Play or connect with Game Center if you're on iOS. And I want to offer that option, so in case you do buy coins or something in a guest account, the danger is if you delete the game, right, because as a guest account, you lose the purchases, right, which is just a nightmare. But if you connect it to your Google Play or your Game Center account, then it'll always be there, because I can always identify who you are, right? The guest account, if I wanted that to be more of a permanent thing, I would have to request passwords, emails, and that kind of stuff, which I don't want to do that because I'm trying to avoid any personal content as much as possible, you know, to avoid any kind of hacker bait. So a guest account is truly a guest account. It is the equivalent of anonymity to the nth degree. So, but that'll be one of the things I need to address next after I get the player AI playing on both blue and red sides. But this might be far enough along that I think I might actually kick out an update for you guys. So I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but I feel pretty good about putting this out there so you guys can play with this new version and give it a try. So hopefully I get that out pretty soon. And here we are, man. Like I said, only 1 hour. This is my 1 hour lunch break for the freelance animation job. So I got to cut it short. You know, as I said, I was going to try and come back tonight, but I don't know if it's going to happen because this weekend was so chaotic. I didn't get anything done that I needed to. So I may devote tonight to just sort of catching up on all my usual chores. But, although for Walk Talk and Stephen Hawking, I don't think it's moot anyways, because I know for you that'd be 3 a.m. So, you know, less of a factor for you anyways. But, you know, so you just got these little bite-size lunchtime streaming sessions. But, so yeah, I'm going to try and make it back tonight, but I would, honestly, at this point, I put it like a 50-50. See you next stream. Yes, you will. I hope you come back. And that will be Wednesday. Once again, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is, at least midnight view, right? You know, there on the other side. But yeah, and then hopefully the animation stuff gets freed up, and then I go back to normal 3-4 hour daytime stream. So pretty soon I'll be getting back to that. But that's it, man. I'm at the 2 o'clock mark, so that's the end of my lunch break. 10 p.m. So not too bad. Cool. All right. Well, it's 11 p.m., man. It's past your bedtime. Go to bed, young man. All right, buddy. Thanks for hanging out with me, man. And thanks for everyone else that's here, you know, but too shy to type. No worries. I appreciate everyone that's here. Thank you so much. And Walk and Talk Stephen Hawkins. Definitely, I will see you Wednesday, man. All right. Everyone else and Walk and Talking, you guys take care and have a good night. And I will see you back again on Wednesday. All right? Adios.